this is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, what's
Don't
up,
start that shit again.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the afternoon show presented by ESEU. Damn it. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Jay McLevin, and Foxborough Frankie. I was seeing which one was here today. How's it going, guys?
I like how you look down instead of at the computer screen to see his name. It's almost like in a Brady punch. You just like look down.
That's actually my computer screen because my camera's up here, but my computer's down here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You got that fancy stuff. My bad. Fancy stuff. But yeah, man. Hey, what a wild night for sports. I mean, we're gonna get all the NBA stuff later, but there's so much that went on with that. There's so much still going on with that in terms of headlines and things unsettled in the NBA world. But that draft night, holy cow, was that draft night full of some interesting picks.
Yeah,
quite honestly, and some moving up and moving backs.
Jay, what surprised you the most?
Probably the Jags moving up to 2 to grab Travis Hunter. I really thought they were going to stay at 5 and probably take Genty. Cleveland made out like a bandit. I mean, they really honestly made out like a bandit. I mean, they moved from 2 to 5. They still get a really good defensive guy. Not only that, but they get a first-round pick next year to go along with their pick. So they have 2 first-round picks next year. Then they get? I think a 5th, a 2nd, and a 5th this year, right? So they got 2 second-round picks tonight.
Yep.
That's incredible, man.
Cleveland,
the whole thing was incredible.
Cleveland's got 2 of the first 4 picks in the second round.
Yeah.
They got 2 of the first 4. Let me ask you guys this: do you think I've seen a couple people talking about it? Do you think Sanders goes there with one of those picks?
Yes.
Or, well, hold on a minute. Let me finish this because this makes sense too. They could have 2 very early first-round picks next year. Do you think maybe they're thinking, hey, we could wait for our quarterback next year because there may be a better quarterback comes out, and we're going to have 2 picks, maybe in the top 10 or top 15.
I can see that happening. I mean, why not? You got Joe Flacco, ride with Joe Flacco for a year, and then go get, because next year is going to be a quarterback draft. So yeah, that could possibly be it. I mean, we've seen Shedeur Sanders go through the whole first round not getting picked up, so it's a big possibility that Shedeur doesn't go to Cleveland and they wait until next year.
Yeah.
I honestly, so they got their first pick, Cleveland does, and you got to think if they don't go Shedeur Sanders, and if they do go whatever positional need they feel like they need to address, then at that point, how much further does Shedeur fall?
Well, I mean, they could take somebody with that 33rd pick or whatever it is, or 33rd, and then get Shedeur with that 36th pick, because I don't think whoever's at 34 or 35 is going to take Shedeur. So they could probably do that if they wanted to.
Yeah, they won't take him with a 33rd. If they take him, it's going to be with a 36 because there's nobody there at 35 or 35, 34 or 35 unless somebody's going to move up and make a trade. Then that could happen. But yeah, I don't think they'll take him with the 33rd. I think if they take him, it'll be the 36th. And again, with them having 2 first-round picks next year, and they could be so high. And if you think there's going to be
that's my point. I mean, like you said, I think that was a valid point. The fact that it's going to be a better quarter draft class next year. They're going to have 2 first-round picks next year. They could probably get a much more coveted quarterback than Shedeur, or a much better, more talented, or at least a stronger arm than Shedeur if they wait till next year, and they can address positional needs with 33 and 36. And if that's the case, then, like I said, how much further does he fall?
Yeah,
and I'm wondering, and I hope this doesn't happen because I really don't want Shedeur Sanders. But what would happen if he falls to 44 and the Cowboys say, we'll pick up Shedeur, we'll throw him as our backup quarterback or something? I don't know. I'm not saying that they're going to, But I wouldn't put it past Dallas to say, hey, we got Will freaking Greer as our only quarterback that's behind Dak. And we all know that Dak takes injuries sometimes during the season. And why not pick up Shedeur and have him as your backup?
Jay don't even know his own team. He's not his only backup. You guys traded what else to get
Oh, that's right. We got your boy
Joe Milton.
Thank you, Milton. Man, shut up. I do know my team. Damn, anybody care about no damn Joe Milton? But okay, that's fine. You want to put Joe Milton in there? Put Joe Milton in there.
Hey, you say what you want, but if Dak Prescott get hurt and he dominate on the field, I bet you'll be choking on his shit.
Joe Milton might be just as good or better than Shedeur Sanders.
And you might be right. I haven't seen enough tape on Milton to really formulate an opinion.
I'm still looking.
But yeah, I mean, and I hope you're right. I hope old Milton does pan out because, in all honesty, I think it's very likely that Milton will play at some point.
Joe Milton is really good. Trust me, he's really good. He's got a nice arm strength. He's a mobile quarterback, and he's tall, so he can stay in the pocket. He's a really good pickup for the Cowboys if Dak Prescott was to go down. I was really upset that we made that trade. I thought he should have been Drake May's backup, but once we ended up getting what's this guy's name, bald-headed dude. You know, we had to ship him off. Yeah, Dobbs, Joshua Dobbs. A surprise for the first round for me. I feel like Chicago at number 10 picked the wrong tight end. I feel like they should have never got Loveland. I think that was weird.
They picked the right one.
They picked the right tight end.
No, obviously for you guys, they picked the right one, obviously. But
I'll tell you, Frankie, though, from everything I've heard is that Ben Johnson felt that Loveland, even though he knows that Warren's a playmaker, I think he felt that Loveland fit his style of play better because he views Loveland like he viewed Sam Porta. And I think he's going to use Loveland like Sam Porta and put packages in there for him. So I think Loveland just fits his system a little bit better than what Warren did. And I think that's why you saw him drop and not get picked.
What was the big surprise for me was the Falcons, right? Trading up with the Rams to get the number 26 pick.
Yeah.
And in return, they give the Rams their first round pick for next year. That was mind blowing to me for a 26 pick. The Giants traded for the 25th pick, and they didn't even give who was it? They made a trade. Denver, I think. Oh no, it was I forgot who they made a trade with. They made a trade at 25. And they ended up just giving them like a second round pick or a fifth round pick and then like a third round pick next year. There was no first round pick for the 25th pick. And the Falcons just go and they do that for the Rams. The Rams absolutely were laughing after that, saying Arthur Smith is absolutely mind blown out of his mind. He should not be an owner. He shouldn't have nodded that okay for that type of trade for a 26 pick. And they didn't even get anybody good at that pick. I feel like, they addressed what they need, but that wasn't the guy that they should have gotten.
I know the Texans made a deal with the Giants.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, because they got the Texans received a third round pick this year and next while moving just 9 spots down in the deal with the Giants on Thursday night. So the trade took the team out of the first round, but they possess the second round pick in round 2. So they're still, yeah. So that's what that. Yeah, I was the Texans.
Do you guys like the pick that Cleveland made with the 5th pick?
What was that? Was it Mason or it was that defensive guy?
Graham, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, Mason Graham. I mean, they needed defensive help in that front side. So the biggest thing for Cleveland was the fact that they scored that first round pick and a second round pick. It was the picks that they got, which made it so nice. I mean, you want to throw Mason Graham in there just for shits and giggles. That's great. They still got a top defensive guy. I mean, that honestly for Cleveland, it couldn't have played out any better for them.
Frankie, how do you like your guys' pick?
Oh, I'm absolutely in love with it. I've been wanting Will Campbell since day one. If we weren't going to get Travis Hunter, since we had the first pick, and when we had that, I was hoping to get Travis Hunter. But when we ended up beating the Bills and moving back to number 4, I knew he was going to slip out of our hands, and he wasn't going to make it past like 2 or 3. So I wanted Will Campbell because we needed to buff up our offensive line. That was like the one major thing throughout this whole offseason that Mike Vrabel and the Patriots did not address. I mean, they got like 2 offensive lines. They got Moses from the Jets, and they signed Bradbury, the center from the Vikings. So they needed to address more on the offensive line, and they did. They went and they got Will Campbell, who's now going to protect Drake May's blind side, and I feel like he's going to do an absolute great job. The fact that he came out on stage, he showed some emotion, and the first thing he said that what he's going to do for the Patriots is he's gonna protect, and he's gonna try protecting hard, and if not, he's gonna die trying for Drake May. So that's what I love to see. That's what I like to hear. Welcome to Foxborough, Will Campbell, and I hope you do a great job protecting Drake May because we actually need it.
That's what I thought too. I thought it was a good pick, and but I was looking at some grades, and NFL.com did a great thing, and they give that a B-, and I'm like,
because the reason they gave it a B- is because there's some people that were down on Will Campbell at being a tackle because they say his arms are too short.
yeah, that's what it said. His arms are too short.
Too short. They call him T-Rex.
He said that there's people that think that he'll have to play guard in the NFL because his arms are too short to play tackle. That's why some people thought he might fall a little bit in the draft. But
Yeah, I thought it was a good pick.
But yeah, I thought it was a good pick as well.
Hey, Jay called him a T-Rex. They're the most dangerous, vicious dinosaur, baby.
Yeah, but they also get their asses kicked because of their short arms. But anyway, hey, seriously though, I think Will Campbell's going to be fine for you guys. It was a good pick for you, honestly. I like, I want to do a shout out to Carolina Panthers. I really got to give a big shout out to them because you took McMillan, and I'm so thankful you took McMillan because it actually forced Jerry and company to focus on what we really need. Not that we don't need a complimentary wide receiver, which again, I want to say thank you to the Cowboys for not taking Golden when you could have taken him, because that's, even though we do need a nice shiny toy to complement CeeDee, we really need a workhorse to protect Dak and help the run game. And Booker is that guy. He is good at pass protection. He's good at opening up lanes. He's very smart. He's very intelligent. And that's what we need to help Dak out on a very much needed rebuild of an offensive line. So I got to say, man, congrats. I thought the Cowboys did a great job drafting where they did. And I hope at 44, we continue to draft either O-line or D-line to continue to shore up those 2 trend sides.
Yeah.
Jay, shut up. You ain't even know who you picked up. You ain't watched one game of him.
Hush your mouth.
Look at
Hush
you over
your
there.
mouth.
He's
Hush your
smart.
mouth. Hush your mouth.
He's a
I will
smart,
eject you.
intelligent
I will
guy.
eject you and ban you like I did SGA and Tony. You just get your ass together, okay?
I'm going to get Chris's opinion on the Colts here in just 1 second, but I wanted to ask this question. What did you guys think of Jacksonville? We got the other end of it, what Cleveland did.
Yeah.
What do you think that was a good move by Jacksonville?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I don't know. I felt like they gave up a lot of capital to get Travis Hunter. And we all know Travis Hunter is a unicorn kind of guy. I get that. But I really felt like they could have stayed at 5 and grabbed Genty and got just as valuable of an offensive weapon. I understand they got ETN, but I would like to see them gotten Genty and kept that number 1 pick next year. But, hey, do you, boo-boo? I think Travis Hunter's going to make it. He's going to make a good impact, not only on the secondary for Jacksonville, but he'll help out that wide receiving core in certain packages.
Hold on. You think that they weren't going to give up a first-round pick for a number 2 spot? I mean,
No, I'm saying I said I wouldn't have given up a number 1 pick to move up to the number 2.
I mean, they wanted to move up. You had to give up a number 1 pick. That's the second pick.
I understand that. Not that I'm surprised. I'm saying I personally wouldn't have given up that number 1 pick. I would have held on to it and got a good talent and Genty.
I think it was smart because, and I'm not knocking on Ashton Genty because I would have went that route as well if I was Jacksonville because but realistically, you can either have a running back who can do good for you or can be bad for you depending on that offensive line in Jacksonville, right? I mean, Jacksonville's offensive line can be really trash, and Ashton Genty can get negative yards or not get any gains or anything like that. Or you can get Travis Hunter, and you can put him in 2 ways. You can put him in wide receiver in some plays, and then you can switch it up and put him in defense in some plays. So you went to make a trade to get a 2-way player instead of going and staying at 5 and just getting a running back. I think it was really smart in Jacksonville's part. And, you know, in order to get the number 2 pick and move up, you had it, you know, you have to make some sacrifices, and you sacrificed your first round pick next year.
Chris, what do you think of the pick? Do you think it was a smart move by Jacksonville, or?
Yes, I think it was a smart move by them, and I think one of the reasons they done it is because the big injuries they have at wide receiver. Tank Dell got hurt. Got hurt. They don't even know if he's going to be or not. Tank
I was
Dell.
gonna say you're
I'd
on.
say,
Wrong
man, you
team, wrong guy,
Chris
but-
teams on us.
Wrong
Yeah,
guy. I
yeah.
said wrong guy. Calm the fuck down. But he
Oh, I said something yesterday. Y'all didn't let me live it down.
but no, they've had some injuries there.
Yeah.
And another reason I think it's a good move for them is it gives them depth. Last year they hit on their wide receiver with that Brian Thomas, who got him is basically going to be their number 1. So now that you can put Hunter on the other side, Hunter don't have to be your number 1. He can be more of your number 2 wide receiver, and then you can use them in packages on the defensive side. I think it was a smart move. And I think one of the reasons they done it is they got a new head coach, they got a real young, brand new GM, and I think they done that to put a stamp on the team. Like this is our team. This is how this is what we're going to try to do. And so I thought it was a good.
You think Hunter is a better pick than if they would have moved up to 2 and took Carter?
If I would have moved up to 2, I would have took Carter. But Carter was my favorite player in the draft.
That's what
I would have taken Carter too. I feel like the only reason when Travis Hunter's, like you said, Chris, they needed a wide receiver, because if you look at the offseason, once the season, you know, finished, they lost Evan Ingram. They ended up losing or trading or losing Ridley. So all they have on weapon realistically for Lawrence is ETN. You gotta give, you know, Trevor Lawrence another weapon. And what better way to do that than get a 2-way player in Travis Hunter? He's young, he's fast. You know, he is kind of strong. I feel like it's a really good pickup for Jacksonville, no lie.
The downside of that, though, Frankie, is going to be this. If they try to use him in that kind of way, if they dog the shit out of him as a 2-way guy, you're going to see that the whole Colorado incident all over again, where he got hurt in Colorado trying to do that. You're not going to be able to use him the way in which you're thinking, Frankie. He's not going to be the savior for them offensively, because you can't use him like that. If you're going to go wide receiver, you got to go straight wide receiver, and then maybe throw a package or 2 in defensively. You're not going to be able to do him both sides. Like.
Hold on,
you know
I didn't sit here and say that he's gonna, you know, when offense is out there, he's gonna be a wide receiver, and then once his defense is time, he's gonna be a cornerback. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he could be used as a 2-way player. You know, maybe one game he's a wide receiver, and then, you know, game 2 or something, the second week could be cornerback. You know, and then switch it up or whatever like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Is he's a 2-way player. You could use him in 2 different, you know, areas, or you can have him in the first half as a wide receiver, and in the second half have him as a defensive back. You never know. That's how they can run it. I wasn't sitting here saying that they're going to use him. You know, the offense team is out there. He's a wide receiver. Oh, defense, next play, put him out there. Nah, I know that the Jacksonville's not going to do that. They put a heavy toll on a young rookie like that.
I just hope they don't try to do it. I'm not saying that they would either, but to say that they wouldn't try to maybe do something like that if they felt like they needed to do it, I don't know.
I think he's going to be a wide receiver, and I think he'll have some packages where they play him on defense here and there.
on certain downs.
But I don't think he's going to be playing 100 snaps a game like he was in college.
Yeah, he averaged 116 snaps a game in college. He's not going to do that in the pros. No. Well, Chris, what'd you think of the Colts pick?
Oh, I loved the Colts pick, but we've been in the tight end for a while. They were planning on trying to get the tight end last year in Bowers, and the Raiders traded up right in front of us and got him. So we weren't able to get him. I was hoping we would get at least one of them, Warren or Loveland, but I preferred Warren over Loveland. So I liked that it ended up being Warren that was available when we got there. I think it's going to help us a lot. That's one thing we've been missing for a while is a consistent tight end, and we got a guy that I think is going to be one of the better tight ends in the NFL. I mean, I think he could be up there just like Kittle, Kelsey, some of them guys by the end of his career. I think he's going to be real good.
Can I be serious with you guys for a minute? I'm really upset y'all didn't get Shedeur Sanders.
Hey, we still might, maybe 4th, 5th round.
I'm just saying, I really had a thought that there was a team that was gonna make the mistake and just go and get Shedeur Sanders, and I said it when the Giants made that first round trade. I said this is where they're gonna get Shedeur, and then Jay came out of nowhere and said, no, Shadeur's gonna fall out of the first round. He's gonna go to round 2, and I'm like, no, they traded up. They're gonna go and get quarterback. They need it. He said no, they're gonna get Jackson Dart. When he said that, I said, oh shit, I forgot Jackson Dart's name was going around.
Yeah,
first round draft pick.
I can say with confidence, if the Colts would have took their 14th pick and would have took Sanders, I would have been a Bears fan next year.
Ooh.
Richardson 2 years ago and Sanders at 14, I would have been done. You guys would have had to have, you guys probably been in call the hospital and see if I was in there, because they may have been watching my ass.
I mean, that quarterback.
I was really worried about Gonzo. I think that vein would have poked so far out that he'd have bled out.
What would you have done if it took Sanders 14?
I would have been happy about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy about it, but he's better than Anthony Richardson.
I'm not gonna quit being a Colts fan.
I think I might have. That might have been the final fucking straw right there.
Yeah, but you be going to the Bears. That's a worse. That's a worse
I was a
franchise.
Bears fan before the Colts got here.
It's safe to say that Gonzo doesn't like the fact that his dad's just gonna beat feet and run.
Oh my God, you would say that as a Cowboy fan. You would say that. I would have really loved Sanders in the second round. Jay didn't even say I would really love Sanders in the second round. He's over here just saying, like, listen, if he's available at the 44th, I could see Jerry doing it. This one over here, like, I really love Sanders in the second round.
I wouldn't be upset if the Colts took Sanders 4th or 5th round, but I don't want to take him in the first 2 rounds for sure.
I wouldn't even want Sanders in the 7th round. I wouldn't even want him if I had the mystery relevant pick. Like, I wouldn't even do it.
Yeah, I was watching no moron on First Take today, and he's
Stephen A.
crying the blues. Poor Sanders. It's not fair. It's not right.
He did it to himself. He could have went to the Giants at number 3. But news came out at the beginning of the day that he had a phone call meeting, the very last phone call meeting with Brian DeBall, and apparently it did not go well. It ended with them having some type of argument. I don't know what happened during this phone call meeting, but that's probably what happened when they went and they said, we're going to get Abdul Carter, the best edge. And then they go and they make a trade. Probably, Shedeur probably felt the hype that said, oh shit, they made a trade for they're probably going to get me. Nope, they went with an Ole Miss white boy, Eli Manning wannabe from Ole Miss named Jackson Dart. My wife seen that on TV and she said, "Oh shit, he's about to throw darts in New York." And I said, "You're whack for that, honey. You're whack for that."
Hey, what happens? I was just looking at this second round, right? So we already kind of talked about we don't think if Shedeur doesn't go 33 or 36, that he could go to the Raiders at 37, because they don't really have a quarterback. Could they possibly?
They have Geno Smith.
No, that's right. My bad. I forgot about Geno.
Oh my God!
But I'm not saying that.
Go ahead,
They still could draft him.
Yeah.
I was just saying. He said they didn't have a quarterback. I mean, they do have a quarterback.
I know. I forgot about Geno. That just happened. I'm sorry. I had a brain fart.
First, he didn't know his backup. Now he don't know his starter.
Hey, I will kick your ass. Anyway. But what about the Saints though? Would the Saints take him and they are drafting? I know they got Carr, but would they take him as Carr's replacement?
There have been. So when the Saints were on the clock, they were talking about Derek Carr and how, like, health wise with his arm or something like that, and they were thinking that Shedeur Sanders would possibly go to the New Orleans Saints. I don't think he ends up going to the Saints. Honestly, I feel like he's gonna go to a team that's like really weird, like a team that we're probably not even thinking of or anything like that. Like, watch him go to like freaking Houston.
What about the Rams? What about maybe taking him with the Rams as Stafford's eventual replacement, because Stafford's getting old as dirt.
Well, didn't they just got a what's his name? They got oh my God, who did they just sign? I think they still got Jimmy Garoppolo, If I'm not
Yeah, they do. I think Garoppolo still is listed
Yeah,
on
and
there
I
as a
and
backup.
I think they just signed Carson Wentz as like a third.
But they're not thinking about either one of those guys being the heir apparent. Those
No,
guys
I'm just
are
saying
just,
as a third QB. So I don't think that they're gonna go Shedeur Sanders.
I mean, I'm just trying to think who else would really take him in because everybody else kind of has their quarterback, honestly.
Oh, you ready for this?
Yeah.
The New York Jets is a backup to
Justin Fields?
To Justin Fields. 'Cause I
Possible.
don't think the Jets have a good backup.
I've seen the Jets mentioned. I've seen the Jets and the Raiders. But guys, I got a question. What the hell is Pittsburgh doing? I mean, they don't have a quarterback.
They don't even have a pick. They don't even have a pick in.
Well, 80.
I'm looking at it. They don't even have a pick in the second round.
No, it's like 80.
They have a quarterback.
Well, even if they had,
Yeah. Hey, no, seriously, no.
just say they got
you know what's
Rodgers.
crazy about that? No, seriously, you were so great. So when we were on Coast to Coast yesterday, Pags was in there with all the super fans, and that Troy guy, Sailor Troy, I think is a Steelers super fan. He was saying that he would rather not have Shedeur Sanders. That he believes that Mason Rudolph can carry the team.
That's not who that's not who I was talking about. That's not going to be their starter either. They have a quarterback. He just hasn't signed with them yet.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. I get it.
Mason Rudolph's not even with Pittsburgh anymore.
I think them not drafting anybody. I think
Hey, Pablo's over there. Yeah, Daddy, what you gonna do about it?
I think they know that I think Rodgers already told him that he's going to play, that he's going to sign with them. I think they'll take a quarterback, but them not taking a quarterback in the first round tells me they know that he's going to be their starter, and I think they'll take one either in the third or fourth round.
Hey, yo, Pops, get on up and fix that camera. I can see Chris underwear hanging. They're air drying.
I didn't even think Chris wore underwear. I thought
Nice.
Chris was a free baller.
Hey, Chris, nice Speedos. Is that your late night thong?
Damn. That shit made me laugh. Damn it.
I thought because I think Pittsburgh had the 21st pick, and I said this, right? Because once the 20th pick came up, I said, watch, Aaron Rodgers is going to call Pittsburgh at the 20th pick because they got the 21st. He's going to call Pittsburgh and say, hey, yeah, I'm going to sign a contract with you guys. I'm going to come back and play with you guys. So now Pittsburgh at 21, like literally about to be on the clock or on the verge of like probably about to get a quarterback. I thought Pittsburgh was going to get Shedeur. I really did. I thought Pittsburgh was going to get a quarterback because they didn't want to wait for Aaron Rodgers anymore. So I thought they were going to go quarterback. But in my head,
that was it for me though, Frankie. When at 21, when he didn't go to them at 21, that's what I knew for sure. I said, this dude's going to the second round. There's no way he doesn't go second. And I wouldn't be surprised if he slipped to third, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he could. I don't know. Somebody I watched an NFL show today, and they brought up a good point. I didn't think about this. Was it what 2 years ago? Pittsburgh took a quarterback towards the back end of the first round. I think it was towards the back end in the 20s. I think Pickett.
Yeah,
it didn't work out. Now, do you want to do that again? Do you want to take Sanders and take that chance again and possibly have egg on your face again? So if he's not your guy and you don't think he's going to be a guy, why not take a good defensive player like they did and move on? And I think that kind of makes sense after what happened with Pickett.
I think Pittsburgh messed up with Pickett because at the end of the day, Pickett got a ring on his finger now. He had some shine in the Super Bowl in the fourth
He got
quarter.
a ring, but it wasn't because he was playing, though.
I mean, he played, Tony. He went in the fourth quarter with like 6 minutes. You went on the field. You played, man. You got
but they didn't win the game because of Pickett. That's what I'm saying.
I don't care, Tony. He went in the field.
Yeah.
He won the game.
Hey, it was good for him. He got a ring, like you said. It's good for him. I think Pittsburgh give up too soon on Pickett.
Hold on, Tony. What quarterback ended the Super Bowl for the Eagles?
Pickett.
He won the game, damn it. He got the ring. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have gotten the ring because Kansas City could have probably came back on some pick sixes or fumble recoveries and stuff like that. It was Pickett holding the rock saying, nah, I won my ring. Thank you, Mike Tomlin, for letting me go. Now who got the last laugh? Ha ha.
What do you guys think about Redbeard talking about Panthers going
No, yeah,
I mean,
man.
the Panthers have historically not drafted all that great. So to say they wouldn't make a dumb move and go at 57 and grab him, I wouldn't completely rule that out.
I don't think they go him. I don't think so because they got Bryce Young, and then they also got and they also got what's his name as their backup.
Dalton? Is it Dalton?
Yeah, Dalton, Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders kind of make sense in a way as a backup and somebody that could be the quarterback in a couple of years.
Now, I said that just a second ago, and Frankie gave me hell about them having Geno.
No,
You said you didn't have a quarterback.
He just gave you hell when you said that they didn't have a quarterback. He didn't say that, give you hell about Sanders going to the Raiders.
I'll let you have that. We're gonna let that one slide. I don't know how I feel about this, but I feel like there's some undue crap that we should be slinging somebody's way. I'm just saying, I feel like it, but okay, we'll let it go.
Chris, who do you think the Colts go with second round? I know you may not have a player, but what position? I think offensive line.
Get off my offensive lineman, Tony. Back up.
I think either offensive line or corner or safety, defensive back.
Okay, Frankie, what do you think New England's going to do?
I want to go one more lineman in the second round, maybe guard. Go get us a guard. We got the tackle, we got the center, we got the right tackle.
We already got the short arm dude. He may end up a guard.
He's going to be our left tackle. He's going to be our left tackle. Hey, you could call him short arm dude all you want.
Hey, I think he's good. I was just kidding. I think it was a good pick.
I mean, look at your arms and you lift them up. It ain't no different.
I do have T-Rex arms. There ain't no doubt about that.
But and look at you, a beast, Tony, and you a beast.
Hey, here I am with T-Rex arm, and I got a grandson that's got arms like Chris's son got arms like a damn orangutan.
See? So it don't matter the arm length. It matters the skills, baby. That's nothing.
Come on, that right turn, Clyde.
No, I do think the Patriots should go offensive lineman, get us a guard at second round, and then when the third round comes around, that's where I think we should go and get like a wide receiver or something like that. Just get another one, so that way, because I have a feeling that we're gonna let someone go, maybe Barker or Polk, who we drafted last year. I also been hearing that the Patriots might trade away what's this guy's name, fucking Booty. They might trade away Booty. So if I'm the Patriots, go guard in the second round and then go wide receiver in the third round, and then after that, I don't give a damn.
Dallas should trade for Booty. Jake, you can get some Booty.
I mean, they do need another wide receiver, right? He's a pretty good wide receiver. I think Mike Vrabel is just trying to push away from all of the Gerard Mayo pickups and players and stuff like that. He wants to start fresh on his, like, these are my players. These are what I brought in. This is what I'm working with. He don't want nothing to do with everyone because look what he literally got rid of everyone, coaches, players. Like, he's got rid of everyone from the Gerard Mayo era.
Well, and
he wanted to start fresh. I get it.
And we're talking about when Shedeur Sanders is going to go. He might not even be the next quarterback off the board.
I agree. That's what I was saying. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't. I would be surprised if Howard or Ewers. I don't think Milroe will be the one. I think Milroe
will go before Howard or Ewers, in my opinion.
I can't see that, Tony.
Look, you got one.
I can't see
that.
You got one Cowboy fan. You got one Cowboy fan saying something about Jalen Milroe, and then you got another one down here saying, "I really like quarterback Jalen Milroe."
Oh, Jesus.
There was
Joe, I love you, man, but there's too much bad tape. There is too much bad tape on Jalen Milroe for him to
look at Chris's face. Here we go.
There is. Go look at the Senior Bowl and look at that debacle. Then go look at his pro day when he was missing his wide receivers by 4 to 5 yards, and then you're going to see what I'm talking about. I know you look at me like I'm crazy, but go look at it.
Like crazy because Milroe was a higher rated prospect than Ewers, and you're saying Ewers is going to go.
I think they're not. The reason why
Milroe was actually there was a lot of talk that he might go in the first round last night.
There's always that bullshit talk, but I get it. I think what hurt Ewers honestly was two things. I think number one is his injuries. He does suffer from injuries. I think that hurt him a lot. And secondly, was that Georgia game. That Georgia game was just disastrous for Ewers' chances, honestly. So I'm not saying that yours is probably going to go third or fourth round. I think Will Howard might have a shot at being the next quarterback that comes off the board. I don't think Milroe is going to be the next quarterback. I would be shocked if Milroe goes next off the board.
Oh my God, ain't nothing would be better than to hear with the 44th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Jalen Milroe, Alabama.
Man, if that happens, I might join Tony. I don't know.
Join Tony. He's not even going to Chicago now.
Be a coach. Be a coach.
You gonna be a Colts fan, Jay?
No, I'll always be a Cowboys fan, but I will have my paper bag over my head at the ready position.
Hell no, Jay's gonna turn into that. I told you, I'm Houston everything. Houston Texans now.
Guys, there's a couple other quarterbacks. The guy from Louisville is not bad, and the guy from Syracuse is not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I just wow. Yeah. I just think the biggest thing, I think Shedeur is going to fall down a lot more. Like you said, Tony, if he doesn't go 36, and I think you guys made a good, valid point. The fact that they got that pick, that extra pick next year, which is a much better class, I think that does make a lot of sense that maybe they don't take the ride with Shedeur.
Well, I think the Raiders 37 is a good chance. Now, after hearing that theory about the Cleveland, I'd be shocked if they take him 33 or 36. I'm not saying they won't, but to me, with the players they could get there's a lot of quality players they could get there. And if I don't think that they can do better next year than Sanders. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I'll tell you, you know what really surprised me though? I had a really good, strong feeling that Jackson Dart was going to go where he went to the Giants. But I really kind of thought that really wasn't where I felt like they should have gone. Where I felt like they should have gone was you just drafted Abdul Carter. Why not pair him up with that safety? Was it Malik Starks I think it's Malik Starks or you know what I'm talking about, right? That top-notch safety and beef up your secondary. Like you had a really good opportunity to really make an imprint on that defense. And I felt like, especially since you got Thibodeau over there too already, I mean, you could have really made a good imprint on that defense. You already have two quarterbacks. You don't really need a quarterback right now. I would have liked to have seen them take that chance on Starks rather than seeing Starks go to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Malachi, I think it's Malachi Starks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. That was one of the bigger ones for me, honestly. And then another one that was kind of interesting to me, and I guess Pags kind of said that he felt like that because Starks and them wasn't available, that the Eagles wound up going linebacker because they felt like the secondary options weren't really there for them as much as the linebacker was. So I really kind of thought that when they traded up, they were going to go secondary or something along that line. I don't want to be a Jaguars fan. Nah,
I knew when the Giants traded up back into the first round that they weren't taking no cornerback. They were taking a quarterback.
You said what now?
Jay, I heard you going around.
When the Giants traded up, I knew they wasn't going to take a secondary guy. When they traded back up in the first round, you knew they were taking a quarterback.
Yeah. But I think that, and I think you guys think too, that Jackson Dart, I felt like the Giants overreached for Jackson. I think Jackson Dart would have been available there in that second round. In that second round. They could have just stayed there.
They did it to piss off Shedeur.
What do they pick in the second round though? That may be the question.
They don't have a second round pick.
Giants don't? Okay.
No, they gave it away to Houston.
That's why, Jay. I would say because I didn't think he'd be around third round.
I think
I didn't think Jackson Dart, even he went a little higher than what I think he was overdrafted on that one.
I think they would have had the second pick in the second round.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, you think he was overdrafted? If you were going to draft a quarterback there, which quarterback would you have took?
I don't think I would have taken a quarterback.
Jalen
Honestly, I don't think I would have taken a quarterback. I don't think the Giants needed to take a quarterback, is what I'm saying. I think they could have run with what they have, stayed where they were, or if you are going to trade up, you get an excellent, like I said, you got an excellent opportunity to really put a stamp on your defense. You know what I'm saying? Or at the very least, you could have stayed where you were and maybe went offensive line. I just think, you know, they didn't really need a quarterback. I guess is the point I'm trying to make. But I knew they were going to take him because Dable was having discussions with him.
I think it's a good pickup because you only got Russell Wilson for a year, and you got now this rookie quarterback Jackson Dart that could learn under Russell Wilson for a year, and he can start next year. And then, mind you, he also has Jameis Winston as his backup when he becomes a starter next year. So that's another veteran-minded quarterback that you can have, and Tommy DeVito.
DeVito. I do think.
Don't say nothing about DeVito, man. He's got some skills. He's just on the
I know. He got a little bit of skill of it. I do think I feel like if anybody's going to develop Jackson Dart to be really good, it's going to be Dable. Just like Dable did with Josh Allen. If he can do that same thing, or he also made Daniels actually pretty good. If he can do that same thing for Dart and make Dart like that type of, now that would be interesting to see because Dart does have a strong arm. Just like Josh Allen had a strong arm. So maybe he knows something there, right? Maybe he feels like he can develop him into that type of quarterback.
I think Cleveland's got the first pick tonight, right?
Yes.
I think they're going to take Will Johnson of Michigan.
Yeah, and correct me from Will Johnson. I believe he is a cornerback.
Yes.
Yeah. So they are going to continue to work on that. Okay. All right. Yeah. That would be a bad move for their part.
That'd be a heck of a pick because a lot of people thought Will Johnson was going to be a top 5 pick.
Right.
In the draft.
Yeah, I think that's who they're going to go with. And then I'm looking at the best available players from Jeremiah. He's one of the better guys. They don't have a lot of offensive linemen on here. A lot of safeties and cornerbacks. He's got Sanders rated as a 20. He got the top 50 players, and he's going by what's left. The highest rated one is Nick. I can't even say his name, guy. South Carolina safety. Can you say that name, Chris? Emmanuel? Something like that. Nick Emmanuel or something like that. I'm not saying it right, so I apologize. But he's a safety from South Carolina. That's his highest rated guy. And then after that was Will Johnson. He's got Sanders after that. Also an edge from Marshall. I've seen him, they mentioned a lot, Mike Green. But there's not a lot of offensive line. The highest rated offensive lineman is Donovan Jackson of Ohio State.
Most offensive line went last night.
And the highest rated running backs left are both from Ohio State, Henderson and
Judkins.
Yeah.
Hey, now Walter Nolan, he wasn't picked, I don't think, was he?
Nolan.
That defensive tackle out of Ole Miss? I think he's still on the board, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Now, see, that would be nice to see Dallas pick up because we need defensive tackles bad to help stop the run. So I wouldn't mind seeing the Cowboys, pick up him and kind of shore up that defensive line a little bit.
He's got the highest rated wide receiver left is Higgins from Iowa State.
Higgins, okay.
And then there's Jalen Noe from Iowa State. And this is on Daniel Jeremiah, which I know he's pretty highly respected.
I'm really wondering if Isaiah Bond is going to get drafted, given all the legal troubles he's having right now.
And I want to say real quick, Jay, I was mistaken on it. The highest rated receiver is Burton from Missouri.
Okay. Yeah. Excuse me.
I like that kid that got drafted who rented out a 250 farm acre land to grow corn.
From
Give that man some props. I forgot who picked him up.
Division II school. It was late in the draft. He was from like Dakota State, I think. North Dakota State, maybe.
Yeah, I forgot what team he went to.
But he rented out farmland to grow corn.
Yeah, he rented out a 250 acre farmland during his college tenure, and he grows corn there. He's a farmer who grows corn.
Okay.
I like that because, listen, if your NFL career doesn't go well, or if it is going well, you're making money on the field and you're actually making corn money off the field. So good job.
Yeah, farming's a rough industry, though. If that crop goes bad on you, you can lose money. But yeah, I got you. tonight should be interesting. I think the second round, it's going to be very interesting to me, honestly.
I'm not going to be watching it.
I've got a lot to watch. I got the Pacers.
I'll be watching the Pacers whoop the Bucks' ass.
Okay, calm down.
That's all I'm going to be watching.
I got the Pacers. I've got SmackDown. I've got the draft. Watching all kinds of shit.
Yeah, Melody smacked me down yesterday. It was rough. It was rough at the McMahon household.
That's about every day, isn't it, Jay?
Well, I tell you what, it really is, Tony. It's rough. It's so rough, man. She DDT'd the shit out of me. Well, hey, since I guess we're talking, we got 15 minutes left. I guess we could probably transition a little bit over and talk some of that basketball, huh? What are we expecting tonight? I know Chris is expecting some whoop ass.
I hope so. I mean, it could be different when you go to the other team's place, but
I'm really curious as to what Frankie thinks these Lakers are going to do against Minnesota in Minnesota.
Let's see.
I'm gonna go there.
Yeah, why not? It's 1-1 in the series. It's not like Minnesota didn't take one from you. So what? No, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I'm asking you what your thought is when you go to Minnesota. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting a hostile crowd. I'm expecting a lot of hate, but I'm guaranteed a victorious win.
If you lose one there, then it's what, Frankie and 6.
If we lose, it's there is no if we lose because we're gonna win. You want to know why? Because Lakers at 5. Lakers at 5.
Yeah, it's really, and they got you guys rated pretty close. I think Lakers have actually 49.9, and they got Minnesota at 50.1. Now that's ESPN talking it, but yeah, that's gonna be. Bron's gonna have to really have another good night. He's gonna have to show up and play really good and compliment Luka. And Jackson Hayes is going to have to actually do something. He has not. Jackson Hayes, in my opinion, is the weak link on your team. He has not shown up at all. Not on the rebounding side of it, not on the point side of it, nothing. So I think you're going to have to get something out of Jackson Hayes other than just being a guy that can take a charge. That's just real talk.
Yeah, it's real talk. Hey, at the end of the day, Lakers in 5.
Vegas has Minnesota as a 3.5 point favorite in tonight's game, which
I'm surprised.
be just because we're at home. I think the Lakers win this game tonight. I think Lakers are going to come out and play. They played better in game 2. I look for them to play closer to that than what they played in game 1. I think it's going to be a close game.
Milwaukee's favorite too, isn't it?
Yeah, I love the Pacers at plus 5.5. Yeah, they have the. I'm surprised Milwaukee's that big of a favorite at minus 5.5. I know they're at home, but still, we were like 5.5 point favorites at home. But the first 2 games haven't really been competitive. So I'm surprised they're that big. I figured Milwaukee might be like a 1 point favorite or be close to a pick 'em. I didn't think they'd be that big. They'd be a 5.5 point favorite. Because I mean, if you look at the first 2 games, Pacers have only trailed a total of a minute against the Bucks in the playoffs over the first 2 games. We haven't trailed the last 7 quarters against the Bucks. So to me, it's kind of weird that they're a 5.5 point favorite.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are going to win. I've got to go with the Pacers in my team. I'm worried, though. It's a tough game. Hopefully we can get one. I'd like to get this first one and go up 3-0 because, it'd be very tough for Milwaukee to come back and win 4 in a row. I mean, I really like to take that advantage, but we'll see. And then you got the Celtics and the Magic. I know it's at Orlando, but I think the Celtics going to win that one. But one of the players might be playing, though, maybe? I think one of the players might be out.
Yeah, I think somebody's probably out because they only have the Celtics as a 3.5 point favorite.
I'm wondering is Tatum
Jason Tatum?
Yeah, but I say Tatum was dealing with the wrist issue.
I think he may be out. Guys, what was your thoughts on last night's games? You had the Pistons and the Knicks. Knicks hung on and won that game 118 to 116.
Yeah. By the way, Tatum was listed as game time decision. Yeah. The Knicks have a lot of experience, right? And I think Detroit is still gathering up experience. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, it was only a 2-point game. So clearly, this is going to be a close series. I think all the way to the end. I think this goes 7. I know they're up 2-1 right now, but I think this series goes 7. I think Detroit is going to come out and play with a lot of hustle on the next go around of it.
Pistons got to win this game here, or I think it's over if they go down 3-1. Knicks got too much experience. Knicks had 4 players over 20 points. I guess they didn't need it because the bench didn't do anything. So, but I guess they didn't need the bench. The bench, I don't know, maybe had 7 or 8 points off the bench. But when you got 4 guys over 20 points, I guess maybe you don't need that. But
I feel like Thibodeau hardly uses the bench because all his starters always play like 50+ minutes.
they play a lot.
Yeah, he does. You're right. He don't use very many guys off the bench at all.
I wonder if he just doesn't trust his guys, and that's why he's not using them. Or, I don't know why he doesn't use more of his bench.
That's how he coaches. That's how he's always been. Why do you think Derrick Rose ended up getting hurt and banging up his knee really bad? He never gave time for Derrick Rose off the court. He was always playing like 50 minutes or more.
Yeah, he only plays like 6-7 guys.
And the Knicks do get a lot of injuries throughout the season. I think he's playing all those minutes. I agree, Frankie. Thunder Grizzlies, guys. What do you guys think of that game? The Grizzlies got that big lead, man. They had almost like a 30-point lead, but like I said, Morant got hurt, and then that fell apart, and Thunder ended up winning 114 to 108. I would say it's over for the Grizzlies, but I thought it was over before this game, before he got hurt. But
yeah. Well, the fact that OKC number 1 is up 3-0. The second fact that Ja Morant's on crutches, and they don't know if he's going to be able to make the next game. I mean, let's just be honest. Memphis is right now DOA. They're going to play this next game out of technicality purposes, but I don't think Memphis has anywhere near the star power, the rebounding or defensive presence to stop OKC. I think the train is coming through the tracks, and Memphis is getting their asses run over.
Yeah,
I just don't see it happen, especially if Ja doesn't play tonight.
I think it's over. What do you think, Frank? You think it's over?
Yeah, I knew it was over before it even started.
Yeah,
I had a feeling. I said it since the very first time it got matched up. Like, Memphis is not fully healthy. They were not fully healthy going into this matchup. They wasn't fully healthy ending the regular season. They were not fully healthy at all. And now, because Ja Morant had to fight through it, now look at he's on crutches. So it sucks. It sucks for the Memphis Grizzlies and their fans, but hey, you blew a 30. You blew a 27 or almost a 30-point lead, and you want to blame it on the superstar of my team ended up getting hurt, and that's the reason why. No, I'm sorry, but you still got Desmond Bane, you still got Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, you can't just be like, oh, Ja's not here, so let's go ahead and erase this 30-point lead.
Chris, what do you think? You think it's pretty well over for?
Yeah, I think the series is going to be over. They haven't ruled Morant out for the next game yet, but even if he plays, he's not going to be 100%. He already wasn't 100%, and now dealing with a hip. So I think I'd be surprised if he does play, but they just fell apart in the second half. They only scored 18 points in the third quarter and only 13 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, and Morant went out of the game with like 3 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah.
And in the first half, they scored 40 points in the first quarter and 37 points in the second quarter. And OKC had only had 29 in the first and 22 in the second.
Yeah.
But they fell apart in that second half. If they could have won that game, I mean, I'm not saying they would, at least they would have made the series a little more interesting.
Yeah.
I still think OKC was going to win the series. But I'd have liked to see what would have happened if Grizzlies held on to that and because then it puts a little bit of pressure on the Thunder going into the next game. But
Yeah, if Morant don't
Hey.
get hurt.
things happen.
What do you guys think about the Nuggets, guys? They got beat 117-83 against the Clippers. Of course, the Clippers were home. Man, I don't know, man. I think the Nuggets are in big trouble.
Well, you know what really killed the Nuggets for me was the fact on their bench they played, I think 8 or 9 people off that bench, and they only got 5 points from their bench. Again, you can't survive on 5 points from your bench. You get a guy like Joker who goes out there and gives you 23, 13, and 13, or something like that. It gives you a nice triple-double. You got Murray goes out there and gives you 23. And then from then on, it's just kind of everybody else was lackluster. And, yeah, I mean, Joker, he took 14 shots. A guy like that, he needs to start taking over some games. He needs to go to that next level. Not that he's not already at next level because of the rebounds and the assists and things of that nature, but he needs to go to the next level. But when you're shooting like less than 30% at the 3-point line, and you're getting almost nothing from your bench, yeah, Clippers are going to take that one all day. And by the way, James Harden, nice to see you finally show up. You sure as hell didn't do it for Houston, but thank you for showing up for them.
He's playing good for them right now, and the Clippers could be up 3-0 right now. It's 2-1, and then they can take a big advantage with the next game at home. So, what do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I actually picked the Clippers to win
did.
that game.
You picked Clippers to win the series, I believe.
Yes, yeah, I think Clippers are going to win the series. Like you said, they could be up 3-0. They blew that first game with some turnovers there toward the end of the game. But like I said, I just didn't have no faith in the Nuggets coming in this series. I mean, when you fire your coach 4 days or 4 or 5 days before the playoffs are going to start, that's not a real good sign going into the playoffs. Even if things are rough behind the scenes and there's a lot of infighting going on, it's bringing in a new guy. It's a whole new voice. It's just going to take some time because it's a change. So I wasn't real high on the Nuggets going in because of that. And then and then I didn't know about Murray's health. Murray played pretty good last night, but they got to get more from Michael Porter Jr. and Gordon.
Frankie, what was your thoughts on that game?
I laugh at the Denver Nuggets. I laughed at every score that they missed. I laughed at every foul they gave up. I chuckled at every shot the Clippers made. It was an absolute beautiful scene to see Joker and Murray and Gordon and everyone else on that damn team, including Russell Westbrook, go down in shambles. I love it. I absolutely adore it. But you know what I don't love is my redheaded stepchild winning right now. But it's okay because once they go into the next round, then they will get eliminated. But as of right now, I love the fact that the Denver Nuggets can't, succeed at this very moment.
So you think
and I feel like it's not because of them losing their head coach. I feel like this has been going on for a while now. They didn't look like the team that we've known since the start of the season. This is an absolute amazing thing.
So this is a 3-6 matchup. So if the Clippers win this series, more likely they're going to play the Lakers. Is what you think?
Hey, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
And that could be a tough series.
It's not going to be a tough series.
You think the Clippers win it easy?
Listen, LA Clippers, Barber Clippers, it don't matter. Lakers in 5, Tony.
Clippers could be a surprise team, man. They could make it to the final.
Clippers could be a surprise team, man. Shut your mouth, Tony.
Well, we'll be probably on here. We'll probably on here Monday.
I think you're right. I think that Clippers could be a very dangerous team.
How they do it?
I can't wait for the Bucks to come back on the Pacers and win the series 4-2. Chris is going to look right.
At least I think the Lakers are going to beat Minnesota. Give me a little credit.
Chris is going to look at you and say, "This is your fault, Dad. We had a 2-0 lead, and you had to go talk shit to Frankie."
Usually the 2 plays the winner. The 2-7 plays the winner of 3-6. 1-8 plays the winner of 4-5. Usually. unless they change it. Unless they change it by, which I don't know if they do. I don't think they do. I think they go by the straight bracket. I don't think they go by lowest.
Yeah, whoever's the lower seed goes and face the higher seed.
Okay.
So I feel like if the Rockets win against Golden State, Lakers win against Minnesota, that right there will be the matchup. And then if the Clippers end up beating the Nuggets, they will play OKC.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. Could you imagine a Clippers OKC? That could be really, really interesting. Really interesting. And Harden is really going to have to continue to show up. But what I like about that mostly is you got Harden going up against a team that drafted him. That's a good storyline.
Anyway, Lakers are 3 seeding.
So if the Lakers advance, they'll play the Rockets.
Play the Rockets.
If the Rockets
advance.
advance.
Yeah, if. That's a big if.
Oh yeah, the only reason the Rockets won that last game was because Jimmy.
Don't say it, Chris. Chris, don't say it. Just let it go. Let it go, man. Let it go. Let it go. You're better than Frankie. You don't have to be like.
Chris is going to say that with his chest out because he knows what the Pacers go through when people are hurt.
Yeah, but just because the pain, you don't gotta spread that hate. You should show some love. Give me some love, damn it. No,
I'm not.
I got it. Rule number 6: show no love. Love will get you killed. I got it, man. You watch Get Ready or Die Trying. We all watch 50 Cent. Okay, that's.
You want to know why you get no love for this? Because you would want to face and be a fully healthy Golden State Warriors team.
Oh, I already said that. I told Chris that. Yeah.
Yep, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that, Tony. He didn't say
I
that, right, Tony? He didn't say that. I know he didn't say that.
Really?
I know he did. I know Jay. He's probably like, I'm so glad Jimmy's out. Yes, clear path for the Rockets.
Whatever.
I'm not saying that's not what he's thinking. I know what he said.
Frankie just over there trying to stir some pots. That's all that is.
No, I'm not stirring no pot.
No, you're trying to deflect from that weak ass Lakers team
you
got over there.
All I want to know is why you got to go and make a crazy football illegal play on a hardwood floor to Jimmy Butler just so your team could succeed and move on to the next.
I don't think that was. That wasn't intentional. That was
intentional to me. I don't know.
No,
yeah, I think that was that strategy that Udoka had to employ. Jay said he was going to make some adjustments. That was the adjustment. We're taking Butler the fuck out.
That's what I'm saying, right? And then you see Steve Kerr over there with a little challenge this. That's a little flagrant. You see Udoka over there sliding a little $200 bill like, yo, dude, 200 right here. Say that's a legal contact. We're good. It's safe.
Yeah, he told that ref, I mean, I can hook you up with some office ladies, man.
Oh wait, who's home? Who's home as well? Houston? Yeah, that's definitely paid off.
Yeah.
Cheating ass court. You had the towel guy.
Just laughing.
The towel guy under the rim over there, freaking spraying water and shit.
Hey guys, before we get out of here real quick, I did want to go back to the draft for a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask each one of you a pick that you really liked that somebody else made, not your own team. A pick that stood out to you that you liked.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You gotta think, Jay.
No, I was just trying to think. Yeah, I like the Banks. I like the offensive tackle that I forget who drafted Banks. It was ahead of them. But I like Banks and I did like Will Campbell. I like both of those guys. I told you I really wanted an offensive tackle. But I really think honestly, when I look at the best pick out there that I thought was amazing was just what Cleveland got. And the trade and what they got at number 5. I mean, honestly, that was amazing. That was a good strategy move on their part.
For not my team, because Jay over there had to mention his team and then he had to go and throw in Will Campbell and shit. But okay, Jay, that wasn't the question that he asked. He said another team, not yours.
Yeah, I said ultimately, I said I like what what the Browns did.
Yeah, whatever. I liked what the Green Bay Packers did. I'm picking up the wide receiver. I forgot his name already. But
Golden.
Good. What is his name again?
Golden.
Matthew Golden.
Golden. Yes, that was an absolute amazing splash for the Green Bay Packers, and the fact that he lasted all the way into the middle 20s, just for the home fans as well. This was their first wide receiver in the first round since 2002, and I think he's going to be an absolute stud with Jordan Love. Jordan Love needed that wide receiver. I mean, he still got what's his name, Christian Watson over there. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
But he's a hit and miss sometimes because that dude always gets hurt for the last 2 years. So for them to go and get a wide receiver in Golden, it's going to be an absolute beast for Jordan Love and the Packers.
Yeah, I mean Golden, Josh Reed and Watson. I mean that's if the other two can stay healthy, that's a good three wide receiver core over there. Really is. And you got Josh Jacobs in the backfield. It's pretty nice.
Chris, what do you think?
Mine would actually be the pick right before that one, Omari and Hampton to
Asshole,
the
you took my pick.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, the running back. Yeah, that was a good pick
Yeah,
too.
I
for the
love
running
that pick.
back.
You took my damn pick. I don't have one.
Just gotta go back. Let me go ahead and pick up a quick one here real fast.
I'm gonna stick with Hampton. I ain't looking for somebody. I love that pick last night. I really.
What
liked
about what about Cincinnati? Picked up a really good edge. They picked up a really good edge to pair over there with.
Yeah, that Stewart from A&M.
Do you think does that mean that maybe they're going to trade?
I told you, I still think there's a chance that the Colts end up with Hendricks.
For Hendricks, right? Hendrickson.
Yeah. I hope so, but the one thing about him, he that guy that the guy they drafted, he had a lot of pressures, but in his career he only had 4.5 sacks.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
If you can pressure, pressures are just as good as sacks, though, because you can put them into bad plays. Pressures can lead to interceptions. I mean, all kinds of stuff. So
Pressures are important. I wouldn't say they're just as good as a sack.
well, I say they're just as good as a sack because if you pressure them into an interception, well, that's a turnover right there. So
But if you also pressure him and he hits a 70-yard bomb for a touchdown, it's a touchdown. If you sack him, he ain't scored shit.
That's why I said it could be. See, that's the problem. That's the problem with you, man. You be over there.
I'm just saying it's important, but it can't be as important as a sack because you can score off the pressure. You can't score off the sack.
Hold on. I want to put this out there. I firmly believe in this show. I think that you guys have a pre-show meeting, and I think Tony, Gonzo, and Frankie, and SGA, and whoever else is out there, I think all you guys get together, and you say, you know what? We're gonna fuck with Jay all show. It's me against y'all. I feel like that. I feel it in my bones.
What did I do?
What do you not do?
I came into the show late.
Dude, you're like the Paul Heyman to everything on this show. What are you talking about?
That's amazing. You calling me the wise man? Ooh,
I did call you because I feel like you instigate shit. I think you choreograph stuff. I do.
Listen, it's
Frankie
not
and I have
our
a
fault.
meeting at midnight every night. We smoke a blunt and talk about how we can piss you off the next
What?
day.
That actually sounds very plausible. You say that like as if that's like a joke, but I actually think that's very plausible.
I think it's possible,
Frankie
but
showed
I'm not at that meeting.
I think Frankie sells you seeds and stems, and y'all just smoke. That's what I think happens.
We don't smoke seeds and stems. Can you get out of the past?
Joe likes the Travis Hunter pick. He thought that was the best pick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Joe
I mean,
also thinks the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl next year. I was hoping for a response from Jay, but he didn't say nothing. I was waiting for
He
it.
just laughed.
I mean, what
Jay
am
doesn't wanna-
I supposed to say to that, man?
Jay
I mean,
doesn't want to. He doesn't want to enter that the Dallas Cowboys fandom of the every year. Yeah, we say that every year type thing. He's trying to get off of that. Like, yeah, Frankie's right. You know, we might win a Super Bowl next year. He's right. But I'm not gonna say it.
I'll be honest with you, and again, it always goes back to ownership. It always goes back to Jerry for me. And with the Cowboys right now, and this ownership group that we've had for 30 years plus, it's always expect the worst and hope for the best. That's the way I go into every season with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean that. I really mean that. And because I really believe until they actually bring in a good qualified coach and a good qualified GM, that will stand up to Jerry and do what needs to be done from a football perspective, that we're going to keep getting the product that we get. And that's just the way it is. I've accepted it. I choose my team. I don't choose the ownership group. And, we ride with what we get.
The fact that you sit there and say ownership group, there's only one owner. And he's like, there's only one. Like, I understand.
Well, I say ownership group because I think Stephen Jones is going to be the heir apparent. So whatever.
There's no group. Listen, you can have
when two people get together, that's called a group. That's called a group. Two people are a group.
Jay, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say.
Does that make you feel better?
I don't care what you say. You can look at the draft and look at Jerry Jones and all those people, the quote unquote group that's in that war room of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care what you say. Everyone in there is, listen, you have your front office, but guess what? At the end of the day, it's all Jerry Jones. It's just one person. You can say group because you see more than one guy. You see fucking 7 guys.
Well, it's a family. It's a Jones family, right?
It's no family. I'm sorry, I'm not racist, but I've seen about 5 to 6 African Americans in that war room yesterday. That's not family.
I'm surprised you can see that well. Surprised you can see that well. That blows my mind.
I'm just saying, the hell with your front office, the hell with your ownership group or whatever, but that's not how it runs down there in Dallas. It's straight Jerry Jones. Owner, GM, CEO, COO, financial office, freaking administration. I'm pretty sure he's his own goddamn freaking what do you call it?
I don't know. What do you call it?
He picks up his own phone calls. He probably picks up his own phone calls. They be like, "Hey, we're calling for Jerry Jones."
That's called a secretary. But okay, continue mission.
There you go. He had his own secretary. Okay, he's his own secretary. Hell, he even go out and he get lunches for everybody because he don't need to hire someone for that. All right. It's all Jerry Jones. There's no ownership group. There's no front office group.
That's what I just said. Yeah, I agree. I mean, and that's what we live with. That's just what we live with, So,
Jay, I know you like Dallas's first pick. How confident are you in then Jones doing a good second pick?
Yeah, Jones. Yes, good job, Tony.
See everything I just said previously on that. Confident. I'm never confident, honestly. I'm confident that Jerry will find good talent. I just don't know that Jerry finds the talent that we need.
Yeah, good.
I've said it for years. Defensive tackle. I just told you the one I wanted to see. I want to see at Ole Miss defensive tackle. That'd be perfect at 44 if he's available.
Hope they take Shedeur Sanders at 44.
I hope you stump your toe and fall out in the middle of the road somewhere.
Actually, that'd be better if they took Milroe. That'd be better.
I think they take Milroe.
Which would you rather have? You got to take one. Which one would you take, Milroe or Sanders?
I'd take Sanders over Milroe. What I've seen from Milroe, I'd take Sanders.
And that's exactly why Jerry Jones is going to take Milroe.
I'd take Milroe.
Of course you would.
Jerry Jones, because he's watching this right now. You and like every other Cowboy fan will answer the same thing that Tony just asked. They will all say Shedeur Sanders, and Jerry Jones knows it. And with the 44 pick, he's going to piss you all off because all he cares about is the green cash in his pocket and the credit cards in his wallet. And he's going to get Jalen Milroe just to piss you guys off. Because at the end of the day, guess what? You're still watching them. You're still crying for them. And you're still going to buy tickets to see them.
Timberwolves in 6.
Hey, Jalen Milroe at 44.
I'm going
to say this, and I'm not saying it because of you. With you on there, hey, I hope the Lakers win tonight. But because
I hope they blow that crap all up.
Somebody else I know, I hope they get their ass kicked so I can just watch them implode on the phone. On Facebook. You guys know who I'm talking about. Just watch him implode and go berserk.
Yeah, you can see the difference in me and that guy.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly, to be honest with you, I'm probably not even going to watch the game, honestly. And you guys are probably going to be like, why? That's your team. Listen, I'm watching the draft and I'm watching SmackDown. I'm most likely not going to watch my own game because I am going to watch round 2 and round 3 of the NFL draft. I want to see what goes on. I don't want to miss anything because look what happened last night. There are Giant fans who probably went to bed and stopped watching the draft after they got their pick and probably didn't even know that they made a trade in the first round to get a quarterback. And they ended up waking up like, oh, shit, what the hell? This is the exact reason why if you're a fan of the NFL and it's draft time, you should not stop watching just because your team got done picking. Anything can happen. You can make a trade or anything like that, or you can end up getting a player. You never know. So I'm gonna stick to watching the round 2, round 3 tonight and SmackDown. I'm hoping that the Lakers win. I will see bits and pieces of the game, but I'm hoping it'll be a good game, and I'm hoping it'll come out victorious tonight.
And Reds play tonight.
Yep, Reds playing that too. Yeah.
Nobody cares about the Reds. I had like 4 Reds on my fantasy team that did good for me for the first week, and they just bottom shit barreled for me. And I just had to say the hell with it. I let them all
Welcome to our world.
except for one person, the pitcher Singer. That's all I got left.
He won the other day.
I know that's the only person I
He's
got left.
going
I'm
up.
not dropping them.
Man, I'll tell you this. Hey, Seattle found their way to the top of our division. And right now, the Astros actually are a really good spot. We're only half a game back behind Texas and Seattle, which are tied at 14 and 11. So right now, it's looking, and then of course, Angels are a game and a half. But right now, Seattle, Texas, Houston, I feel like it's going to be a battle all season long to see who gets that top spot. It'll be interesting.
The fact that you just mentioned that division, Chris, can we just end the show now? He just ruined every hypeness that we had.
Why? Because your division ain't doing much better, but that's okay.
I'm not even gonna get into that with you. We've done it many
Okay.
times.
We're fine.
We've done it many times, many years. You already know the deal.
Go Toronto. Y'all play the Yankees tonight. Go Toronto. Let's go.
The fact that you're a veteran chanting for a Canadian team is just disrespectful to your nation, and I hope you get lynched.
Oh,
It's hard to talk shit about the Yankees when they're in first place.
He doesn't know nothing about that. He's worried about a 4th place tie right now.
Fourth place tie.
okay.
Well,
Seriously, because you better hope you do beat Toronto, because Toronto, if they beat you, they could take over that first place spot.
I thought
Let's not act like you're running away with the first place spot over there.
I thought Jay was gonna say something to Tony for laughing and clapping at it. I thought he was gonna say, he's like, okay, and I thought something was gonna come after that, like, okay, Tony, but let's clap about that. Your Reds ain't better.
I don't even know where the Reds are, man. How are y'all? How is that team even doing right now?
We're 12 and 13.
Oh,
Yeah, you ain't even hit 500. You hit 500 and come back and talk to me.
Hey, we're at the same position in our division as you, buddy.
True, but you have a losing record, so that separates the winners from the losers. So
We don't have a losing record after today.
who, me or you? Oh, you're saying you're going to get the win? Who y'all playing anyway?
We're starting a series against the Rockies
We
tonight.
all know who the best team in baseball. It's New York, not the Yankees, the Mets.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hey, they're not doing too shabby. I'll tell you that. What, 18 and 7? That's a tough division over there with the Philadelphia. Yeah, that's a tough one.
they're playing a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, but
I still think it's crazy to me, though. It's crazy that the Dodgers, even though I know they're a game out of first, but still, the fact that the Dodgers are in 3rd place right now, I had them doing much better than this. San Diego and San Francisco,
Yep.
man,
And Diamondbacks right over there too, right below them. That's a tough division, at least right now.
that is a tough division.
Jay, what do you know about tough divisions?
What do you know about tough divisions?
I don't
You
know.
haven't won anything in
I'm in
15
one.
years. Why don't you just sit there and be quiet?
I deal with a tough division every year. What do you deal with?
Seriously, you have not won a championship.
Oh, here we
in
go with the
15 years.
championship. You have not won a championship.
15. Like,
Since
seriously,
20,
15.
you haven't
Dude,
won
we
it
can
since
talk taters and we still
2015.
win another spring, and you can't do it over there? Yeah, shut up.
You know why? You know why we haven't won it in 15 years? Because we're trying to do it the legal way. We're trying to do it the
35 years
legal way.
old.
All right, we're doing it the legal
You're
way.
trash.
We're
That's
doing
what
it
we're
the
arguing
legal
about.
way,
We all know that
sir.
the Reds play in the best division in baseball.
They
Okay.
always gotta go to championships.
I love you.
But notice with
T-Wolves
Jay,
and six.
they
Let's
can't
go.
they can't win without sign stealing or using illegal bats without letting umps and MLB know that they're doing it. Remember that one, Chris? In 2022, we saw a bat that wasn't supposed to be there.
Really?
I'm just saying.
You're gonna talk about a bat. That's how I know you suck.
saying.
You're talking about a bat.
I'm just saying.
No, you ain't saying nothing.
I mean, you guys were down 2-0, and then all of a sudden, game 3, we see a funny looking bat that we never
Magic
seen
bat.
before.
Whatever. Hush your mouth.
Whatever.
Torpedo bats and all that bullshit. You still can't get into.
That's probably where these fucking torpedo bats came from. Was a variation of the legal bat.
You see that? Yeah. They used it in the World Series, but we did it legally. We brought it up before spring training and stuff. We did it the right way.
I'm pretty sure that if that bat had any kind of implications, that Major League Baseball would have levied down some fines. And I think that bat had nothing to do with the fact that we are.
Baseball wouldn't levy down no fines. Hell, they caught you guys cheating and let you keep your championship. So what would they? What were they?
No, that's how you don't know, man. We lost. How many players did we lose? How many draft picks do we give up? I mean, we got they levied down some stuff. Dana Brown. I mean, what's it? Leno and all them. They all got let go.
So hell, it's all right, Jay. Hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't competing. That's what I look at it.
All I know is we still came back and won a championship, and Frankie ain't done shit.
Hey, you haven't done shit since winning that championship either. So you're
That's all right. We're still more relevant than you are.
You about to be back in the gutter for the next 30 years too, sir.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll see you there.
I mean, I'm just saying you lost your farm. I'm just saying you lost all the good players in your farm. You lost all the good players on your team.
You're still trying to
lost your good manager.
Get this dog talking guy off of here. Damn, Frankie.
I'm just saying, man, you won a World Series, and then what happened? You lost the next year, then you get swept the next year, and now you're in 4th place this year. You're going to be in last place next year.
Right? And yet you still haven't won, though, right? You haven't even won anything. Come on, man.
What are you talking about? I won the WNBA championship last year. Suck it, sir. I'm a champion.
WNBA. That's where we're going right now. Is that where we're going?
Oh, you got shame. You got shame on those women. Okay.
Now? The fact that you went to WNBA.
You got shame on the women now.
God, dude.
You got shame on the women now. Let the women of the fans and viewers know right now. You have shame on the WNBA.
No, I love WNBA.
All right, then shut your goddamn mouth because I'm a champion still.
Hey, don't you use God's name like that towards me.
Oh, Lord.
God, what a time to be alive. Timberwolves.
Fever's gonna win the WNBA championship this year.
Yeah, we're gonna have the Pacers and the Fever, man. Y'all Indiana all the time. And then the Colts gonna win it.
Go, Caitlin Clark.
Yep. Then the Reds are gonna win it. That's close enough to Indiana. We'll claim it.
Hey, we don't have no
baseball.
We don't have no baseball team in Indiana. No major league team. We have minor league teams.
We tried them. Some bitches will let us have one.
Yeah, well, Caitlin Clark's gonna tear her ACL.
Hey.
Anthony Richardson's gonna drive you guys into the ground.
That's possible.
Tyrese Halliburton is gonna hurt himself tonight.
Calm down over there.
I don't think Anthony Richardson's going to be our starting quarterback. I think it's going to be Indiana Jones.
Could you imagine that? I mean, when you were drafted so high, but then you lose the job to Daniel Jones. I mean, I think if he loses the job to Daniel Jones, there's no redemption for him. I think he's just done.
I mean, we've seen that many times, right? Trey Lance got drafted high in San Fran.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Ryan Leaf was probably one of the better examples of that as well.
Which was the worst pick, guys? Lance or Richardson?
Oh, Lance for sure. I'm going Lance on that one.
I mean, I can't really say because I haven't been able to see Lance. Like, I mean, we've seen him one game, and then he ended up getting hurt again. So I don't know. I got to see a little bit more out of Lance. But like, are we ever going to get a chance to see anything out of Trey Lance? With Anthony Richardson, I don't like Anthony Richardson because he's like the one quarterback that I've never seen before just go ahead and quit on his team in the middle of the game. I've never seen that before, and I don't like that. So,
thought he was in the fucking UFC tapping out.
Oh, I thought you had headlights for a second.
Well, no, I don't. So I'll be in here Monday with my head shaved.
There's news right now that the Steelers are getting calls for George Pickens. So be on the lookout for that. A lot to happen tonight in the draft. We're gonna head on out of here. I'm gonna end the show since nobody wants to end the show because
Steelers fans are committed suicide. No quarterback and then trade Pickens.
Yes. Yes, ice. Yes, I have an illegal that I'd like to report.
Hey, what illegal you doing? It ain't me, is it?
A typical Donald Trump Republican fan over there. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy round 2 and round 3 of tonight's NFL draft. Enjoy the rest of the draft tomorrow night. Enjoy your NBA playoff weekend. We'll catch you guys back here on 2:00 Eastern time on Monday on ESPN. Chris, hit that video button and get us the hell out of here before Jay talks again.